Look, thanks for joining us. You can always go to hometownstation.com. Of course, you can also join us on Facebook. You'll see us on Facebook Live. We're here every week at this time on Tuesday from noon until 1, talking about your family's financial life and, of course, trying to help you get out of debt, manage money, plan for retirement, and kind of get settled for the next phase of your life. And the next phase of your life doesn't always mean sitting in a rocking chair just waiting to die, right? Your grandparents' retirement. Look, Social Security was built that way, right? It was built where you collect at 65 and you're pretty much kind of done by 68. That's how it all worked. Now today, people are living longer. They're healthier. In fact, I have seen folks that are in their 70s that can certainly, beat me in a 5K, and it's only by personal experience. So be careful when you try to live the way that you thought your grandparents lived when it comes to financially speaking. So Total Financial Solutions is all about that. And we're about being active, having purpose in life. And that is very important because right here joining us today is Linda Beiser. Linda, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Linda, you have an exciting event that's coming up, and we want to talk about that because close to my heart, of course, is law enforcement. Many of you know I spent nearly 11 years on the Los Angeles Police Department, working really hard, if you will, in doing what I loved, which was serving and at some point teaching and enjoying that part of the world. But after a big car accident in 1994, my life kind of changed. Yet my heart still is there for law enforcement. And Linda, your daughter is in law enforcement, and you are involved in an event that's coming up. Tell us about that.
Yes, there's the Police Unity Tour, which is from May 10th through the 12th. It's 3 days. It starts out in New Jersey, and it's a bicycle ride.
Okay.
And this is through the Police Unity Tour Southern California Chapter 7.
Yeah, so there are different chapters around the United States.
Right.
And the Unity Tour is about bringing not just law enforcement together. Often there's a lot of rivalries. Some of you may have heard of the Baker to Vegas run, which is, of course, goes from Baker, California, through Pahrump, Nevada, and out into Las Vegas. That started many years ago as just a Los Angeles Police Department rivalry against some of the different divisions, and has now turned into a worldwide event. It brings unity. It brings a camaraderie. Sometimes there's a little bit of friction between local and state, and federal and local agencies, and so this is a great way to do it. But it's also about unity with the community, isn't it, Linda?
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is a 3-day event, and they ride approximately 100 miles a day, and there's about 2,000 riders throughout the country that take part in this, all police officers, law enforcement people. And so my daughter asked me if I would, obviously I'm not going to be riding because I am a senior citizen, and if I could ride 5 miles, that would be great.
You're a senior citizen with purpose, which is what matters to us.
This is true. So she asked me if I would be on the support team, and I said, well, what does that involve? And she said, well, you would be helping out at the rest stops, maybe serving food. You would be helping out at the hotels that they stay at. Whatever it takes, I would be available. So I said, yeah, sure, I could do that.
Yeah.
That would be really
How good
fun.
are you at carrying ice packs? That would be my
Yes,
criteria.
exactly.
Ice packs and what is that? Bengay cream where you just rub it on your muscles after soreness. So you are going to be, you guys fly there.
Yes, we fly in. We're actually flying in on the 8th of May. And then I guess there's some kind of a practice ride on the 9th. And then they leave from New Jersey on the 10th. They ride from New Jersey to Philadelphia. That's the first day. Then they stay in a hotel that night. And I get to stay in the hotel with my daughter.
That's nice. At least you get to be inside.
Yes, I get to see her at night. And then the second day they go from Philadelphia to Baltimore. Stay the night in Baltimore, and the final day they go from Baltimore into Washington, D.C.
Wow.
And then the next day, the 13th, I believe it is, that evening they have the memorial vigil.
Yes.
Where they read the names of all of the fallen officers for the year. Usually there's somewhere around 135 to 150 police officers law enforcement people that have died during the year.
And
So they read all those names at the vigil.
In
It's
January, I
really-
was at the Law Enforcement Memorial in D.C., where this will be taking place.
Right.
And folks, if you ever go to Washington, D.C., of course, you have to see the Vietnam Wall Memorial, the Korean War Memorial, the World War II. All of those are touching and will leave you, I think, a different human being than you were just the day before. But in addition to all of that, day in and day out, 24 hours a day. Wars are usually, a few years, right? Sometimes a lot longer, but often it's for a period of time. But law enforcement isn't. Law enforcement begins the day we basically started as a nation and will end the day we cease to be a nation. The United States law enforcement community is very powerful. And between Jeff and myself and Linda, all of us have been touched by law enforcement. Jeff's mom served for nearly, almost 3 decades in law enforcement.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, isn't that exciting? And
Yeah.
so with that, we know what it's like to give of ourselves. I've had 2 people that I knew well pass away in the line of duty. These are folks that don't do this for the paycheck. Back when I started, it was $32,000 a year, and I remember a school teacher was like $40,000 a year. We were saying, oh my gosh, if you guys don't do your job, we have to do our job. And that was such a difficult thing to get through because nobody did it for the money, right? We do it because there's a service, and your daughter is just the same.
Oh, yeah.
And this tour is very important. It brings awareness and recognition throughout that whole region.
Right. This is her 3rd year of doing this. And, it's very special for her.
So I like to ride bikes. That's a big deal to me because I can't run like I used to. When I used to work and teach at the academy, it was a wonderful thing. But running those hills does a wonder on your knees. And after
Oh, yeah. That's hard.
a few surgeries, life is different. But bike riding, you can do that still, and that is exciting as to what we can do to get involved. But tell me more importantly, this is a fundraiser event. In other words, we're raising money not just for the Unity Tour, but to make sure that the staff, the support team, the individual officers, because for most of them, I don't know if any of them, their departments aren't paying for this.
No, everybody that rides or volunteers to be in the support has to raise $1,850.
It's not a few. That's a little bit of money.
Yeah, it's a little bit of money. So I've been working at it for a month or so, maybe a little longer, and I'm almost there.
Yes.
But not quite.
Well, folks, we're gonna give you an opportunity if you feel like you want to get involved with a local hometown hero, if you will, right here in Santa Clarita. And your daughter works for the sheriff's department, is that right?
Yes, she does.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's our Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department that we love. They work really hard right here in Santa Clarita and beyond to make sure that you're safe. Grab your pen and paper. I'm going to give you some information here on how you can support, volunteer, maybe even donate. That's a wonderful opportunity for you to get involved because sometimes we can't always get out there and ride. Linda, tell us a little bit more about your involvement. Is this the first year for you?
This is the first year I've volunteered. I did go 1 year just to observe. Went to the vigil and whatnot. My daughter had been riding, but this is my first year for being on support staff, so it's pretty exciting.
So what is a good website that we can get to that we can actually donate?
So the website is SoCal, SoCalPUT, which stands for Police Unity Tour.com. And then once you get on that website, it'll take you to a place where you can donate. And you can donate just to the general fund, or you can donate to a specific person.
And listen, if you want to support Linda and her family and making sure that we here actually show representation to our Santa Clarita Community Sheriff's Department, then you can always put her name down. You can go to hometownstation.com also. Click on Total Financial Solutions. That'll take you right over to our website. And send us a message, and I'll get you all the information. Thanks for bringing awareness to this, Linda. Appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. This is great.
You're doing an awesome job right here on the radio. We'll be back in just a minute. I'm Arif Halaby. That's Jeff Gerard. And we're going to continue with your place for News Talk and Information on AM 1220 KHTS.